morning. I bow before the light that brings prosperity, good health, abundance of luck, and destruction of darkness within. A single light can light hundreds, and the brilliance of the light does not diminish despite its repeated use to light many more lamps. So light the lamp of love in your heart, the light of compassion to serve others, the lamp of knowledge to dispel darkness, and the lamp of abundance that the divine has bestowed upon us. I now invite our principal, Ms. Nandini Sethi, Ms. Jayanti Ramakrishnan, Headmistress P Primary Division, and our coordinator, Mr. Richard Bhatia, to come up and light the lamp.
Salutations to the Supreme Lord Ganesha, whose curved trunk and massive body shines like a million suns and showers his blessings on everyone. O Lord Ganesha, kindly remove all the obstacles from our activities and endeavors. I extend a hearty welcome to one and all. We live in a world that is rapidly changing. India has emerged as one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Entrepreneurship is the cornerstone of what makes a country great. What our country needs today is young, passionate entrepreneurs. The need of the hour is the active involvement of the youth to provide the necessary impetus to our booming economy. The students of a nation are the leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs of tomorrow. There is no dearth of creativity and imagination in our students. They hold in the hollow of their hands the power to change the world around them and to take the country to greater heights. However, lack of opportunity is what prevents these young innovators from spreading their wings and soaring to the zenith. Today, we are here to launch Udaan, an initiative taken by the New Horizon group of institutions to provide the students a platform to showcase their intrinsic capabilities, hone their talent, unleash their creativity, and put their vision into action. We believe that every student is unique and possesses innate capabilities. Our dream is to provide a stepping stone to our young, dynamic geniuses so that they can challenge themselves, move away from their comfort zone, take the initiative, and fulfill their dreams. A special welcome to all the students, parents, and teachers who have joined us for this very special event. Udaan also signifies support to the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, the Self-Reliant India campaign, which is the vision of the new India envisioned by our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Ms. Mashmi Kapoor, founder and CEO, Continual Engine. Ms. Kapoor is an entrepreneur and a technologist on a mission to make higher quality learning more accessible and cost effective. After spending the first phase of her professional career building technology products and solutions for large corporates and mature startups around the world, she founded Continual Engine in 2018, bringing together her passion for technology and education. Continual Engine has focused on building revolutionary artificial intelligence-enabled products to transform the world of learning and accessibility. Ms. Kapoor got her bachelor's degree in electrics and electronic engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. She was the technology leader of Digital Growth and Productivity Initiative at GE Capital Leasing, Japan. After taking a break from the corporate world, Ms. Kapoor channeled her passion for art by curating multi-artist and solo shows of contemporary Indian artists. Ms. Mashmi Kapoor will now share her views and thoughts regarding the launch of Udaan and her experiences that have helped her climb the ladder of success.
Hello everyone, my name is Mashmi Kapoor and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Continual Engine. And it's a real pleasure to be connecting with all of you at New Horizon Public School today. I'm also the mother of two boys, 23 and almost 20. And I have also been a teacher for math and physics for 11th and 12th graders. I have been asked to speak to you about entrepreneurship today, and I understand that you are about to participate in a competition. Entrepreneurship has been a part of our lives and livelihood from time immemorial and exists everywhere in the form of small mom-and-pop shops around us, to the local vegetable seller we buy our vegetables from, and now in the form of thousands of startups that are coming up and flourishing around us. In India today, we are in the golden age of entrepreneurship, where there is a healthy ecosystem that supports and funds new ideas. People, young and old, are getting started as it is no longer a taboo to not pursue a secure job and take some risk. And we have so many success stories in the form of startups becoming unicorns or companies who are valued above $1 billion. I'm an electrical engineer from IIT Delhi and have a master's degree from the University of Minnesota in the US. I worked for the early part of my life with large corporates like GE and then with startups as well. And then I took a break from the corporate world to raise my family, but stayed involved with teaching physics and maths to 11th and 12th graders at Crystal House, which is a school that supports underprivileged children. I founded Continual Engine at the age of 43 as my children were getting ready to finish high school. It was daunting to get started, and I really wasn't sure about what I wanted to do. But I knew that I wanted to impact humanity and potentially through the use of new technologies like artificial intelligence. Because of my engineering background, I always had a passion for technology, but wasn't an expert on AI. So I went back to learning and took online courses on AI and started building small home solutions for my children using AI technology. Through serendipity, I landed upon the problem of addressing accessibility for people with visual disabilities. Essentially, making sure that the visually impaired can understand the same science, math, and other content as all of us do. Today, we have technology like screen readers, which can read out most textual content. But one of the challenges they face while doing so is not being able to understand content with equation or a graph or chemical formula. At Continual Engine, we use AI to accurately describe that content so that a screen reader can read out the description of these graphs and formulas. Now, it took me 2 years to build a team and get the product ready. We got our first paying client only 3 years after getting started. I wasn't sure if anyone would join me in the early days and had to make multiple job offers before someone actually accepted. Today, I have a team of 30 engineers and AI experts and work with some of the biggest publishers and universities in the world like Pearson and Harvard. But it took a lot of perseverance and hard work to get there. So as you think about entrepreneurship, I want to leave you with 4 key messages. Firstly, start with a purpose. What do you want to solve and why? Is the problem you're trying to solve meaningful enough? Is it big enough in size for you to invest your time on? I was fortunate to find a noble purpose with my venture and land upon a problem worth spending my time on. Make sure you find your purpose. Secondly, you don't need to know all the answers to solve a problem, but you do need to know how you would go about getting those answers. What kind of skills would you need? Do you need to bring others to help you solve that problem? What tools and data you would need? Thirdly, taking the first step is important. It's the hardest thing to do, but once you take the first step, things will move forward. In my case, because I was starting at a later than usual age, I was skeptical and kept procrastinating. But it took a lot of push from my husband to take the first step. And I did that by registering the domain name Continual Engine, even when I wasn't even sure of the problem that I was going to solve. And last but not the least, perseverance is key. So many times over the last 4 to 5 years, I felt like it wasn't going to work out. While hiring the first employee for my company, to getting the first minimum viable product out there, to getting the first payment in, there were always doubts and misgivings at every stage. Fighting that and taking things one step at a time are really important. I encourage you to explore this competition with a spirit of entrepreneurship and bring your best ideas forward. Getting started in a way is more important than winning. In many ways, you are already a winner by being here. I wish you all the very best in life. I leave you with a thought as you think about life. Pursue excellence and success will follow. And I look forward to seeing you change the world for the better with your ideas and entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure your words will be a source of inspiration for our young budding entrepreneurs. I'm very proud to introduce Mr. Arvinda Ramakrishna, who's an alumni of our school. He's the co-founder and director of Phi 21 Technologies Private Limited. They provide consulting services as well as products and frameworks. He got his bachelor's degree from Bangalore University. He worked as a technical development manager at Symphony Services. Mr. Arvinda Ramakrishna will share his experiences and his views regarding why it is so important being an entrepreneur.
Hello everyone. Thank you for inviting me to the event, Udaan. I'm glad to be part of this event, and I'm sure there are many cheerful, healthy, and young students attending here today, the event. And I would also like to thank the principal ma'am and all the staff of New Horizons School to get this event started in spite of the challenges that we have been hearing and experiencing. With that, let me first introduce myself. My name is Arvinda Ramakrishna, and I am the co-founder director of a software company called 521 Technologies. We started this company about 2 years back with a vision to excel in software development and services. Being a startup, I'm sure we had our share of challenges, and we had to really work hard towards getting to where we are today. So I'm here to share with you my knowledge about entrepreneurship, and I'll also walk you through what it takes to become a successful entrepreneur. Stay tuned, guys. Being an entrepreneur requires specific skills. While some of the abilities might be naturally present, others can be learned and developed through careful practice over a period of time. Understanding the qualities needed by entrepreneurs can help you grow to become a better business leader. Entrepreneurs may lead different types of business ventures, right? But basically, the characteristics of an entrepreneur, they quite need to be the same, right? And I personally feel that there are four key traits or attributes of a successful entrepreneur, and I call them as the pillars of entrepreneur. And we're going to talk about that as we continue the session. Right. So an entrepreneur is someone to immediately identify an opportunity and create value out of it. We just looked at one of the key pillars of a successful entrepreneur, right? While a successful entrepreneur can identify an opportunity, right, while others are just not even aware of what's happening and they're just partying, right? So um, one of the key traits of a successful entrepreneur is to be able to recognize an opportunity and realize that opportunity into an idea and into a value, right? So he's his thinking, right? I mean, we call that as critical thinking or a design thinking. So the way he thinks, the way he looks at um, the opportunities, while others even not even recognize what's happening around, and in turn, an entrepreneur is somebody who is inspiring everyone else around you, right? I mean, think about, like, I mean, as students, right? If I am able to solve a problem, right, which others were struggling to, you would suddenly see that you have created an opportunity for yourself and recognized, and all other students look at you um, for helping them in resolving issues, right? So this is just a small example, but but are certainly the traits of a great entrepreneur, right? I'll tell you a small story of this person called Jan, who was the co-founder of WhatsApp, right? I'm sure we all use WhatsApp. We all know what is WhatsApp, and we use it. Nowadays it is just becoming uh, like a day-to-day activity, right? So 2007 is when Jan was looking out for a job, and he had applied at Facebook, and and Facebook turned down or rejected him, right? In Jan 2009, Jan bought an iPhone, right? And then he realized that iPhone had the capability of installing apps, right? So there is an app store, and we can install or create our own apps and install it for end users to use it. So Jan immediately, thought there is an opportunity for him um, to to utilize, right? So he approached one of his friend called Alex, and they both talked about the idea that Jan came up for creating an app. And immediately, what he did was um, he went about registering an office, right? So he incorporated this office called WhatsApp, which started working on the app called WhatsApp, that primarily used for communicating over the phones, right? And it turned out so that today the value that Jan created is being used by millions of people across the world, right? And you will not believe, because he was able to seize that opportunity, he made a whopping $22 billion profit when he sold his mobile app to the same company which once rejected him the job, Facebook. So it just shows how good a successful entrepreneur thinks, right? He looks for the opportunities, right? And he is aware of the value that he would be able to create, right? And most often we would also seen that they are great visionaries, right? They an entrepreneur can see how an idea can change lives, not just for one, but for millions. So Steve Jobs says the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do, right? And Steve Jobs himself is one of the finest entrepreneurs that we have all heard and seen, right? So the next key trait of a successful entrepreneur is how courageous one is, right? Um, so what I mean by this is a successful entrepreneur is one who is going to be the first one who has the courage to do things, then being the best and leading it to a disaster, right? He or she should have the courage to take up the challenges, right? While others are just waiting, thinking, and doing nothing about it, right? And some of the greatest leaders in the history we have seen have made commitments, right? They had the courage to make commitments even before getting to know that if that idea or an opportunity would work or not. For example, right, in 1960, the then newly elected president of United States, John F. Kennedy, declared that United States would be the first to put a man on the moon by the end of a decade. Right? They did not even yet have the capabilities in place to do so, but nevertheless, he had the courage to make the commitment to making that happen. This could have been a disaster for the president, but in the end, it was a success, and they pulled it off within the time frame with an year to spare, right? So that is the level of courage, great leaders or successful entrepreneurs show for themselves. And entrepreneurs don't hesitate in taking risks. I mean, they are the first ones to spearhead the entire task with courage, and being willing to go through the periods of courage is essential for both an entrepreneurship and the leadership. Now, uh, courage being one of the key factors or traits of a successful entrepreneur. When you make a commitment to a bigger future vision, then you should show the courage to reach a new level of capabilities with confidence, and you need to demonstrate that, right? And don't hide your courage in order to appear confident, but your team will be inspired by your courage and more willingly to go through the period, right, through that period. And when you demonstrate courage and the leadership, the entire organization, I mean, the entire friends, entire the surroundings becomes more entrepreneur, and you can set everyone up for the success. Now, as as an entrepreneur, right? I mean, you should be willing to take risks, right? Being an entrepreneur means having the courage to go into the unknown territory and take risks without the guarantee of a success. I just gave an example, right? So this type of courage is how you become an entrepreneur in the first place, right? Just not just by owning a business and doing nothing about it. I mean, the courage to take risk, the courage to be the first one, the courage to fail fast. I mean, you should be able to do things, and if it fails, you should have the courage to recover from it. And one of the principles that we apply right, in our day-to-day work is to fail fast principle, right? We don't hesitate to try new things, while at the same time, if it fails, we are able to recover from there fast, right? So that's the fail fast principle. I mean, as students, as engineers, lawyers, doctors, as basically an entrepreneur, right? As somebody who is not hesitated of failures, and most importantly, uh, the attitude, right? The fearless attitude. I mean, you should have that the attitude where you never show your back, but your fearless attitude will help you in overcoming all the hurdles, right? Indeed, courage and leadership goes hand in hand, right? uh, uh, right. And so by exhibiting these traits and characteristics, right, you set an example to others to make it possible around you, right? So it is very important that, as an entrepreneur, we have the courage to lead things from front, right? So the next key trait of a successful entrepreneur is to be able to stay um, right within the competition, right? So by this, what I mean um, is it's not just that one idea that we have and we sit on it for years together, right? What 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 got you here, right, won't get you where you want to go, right? Uh, I mean, in the history of computers, like go back to over years, right? The at first, mm, theoretically by mathematicians and entrepreneurs during the 19th century, mechanical calculating machines were designed and built to solve increasingly complex number crunching challenges, right? But as years pass and the advancement of the technology, right, we have seen that computers have evolved, right, and it is not just one unit which just does complex calculation, but today it can do more and more complex things. So we have to constantly innovate. So the innovation is something is embedded into successful entrepreneurs, right? They keep innovating. They're looking for opportunities. They have the courage to do the things and never come up with innovation, constant innovation, right? Um, so if you really look at this, right, I have a picture of Apple's first computer that was produced in 1970, right? It was just a single unit, and a bunch of keys, right, connected to it. Uh, but had Apple stayed at it, right, today, it wouldn't have created the most sophisticated computer in the world, right? So there will be competition, right? I mean, you will experience competition within the organization. We will experience competition between the organizations. So a business now, today, in today's world, is full of competition. So as leaders, you should be able to uh, innovate things, right, at the pace where you are still in the competition. And the last thing I just want to add here is work uh, when you work in collaboration, when you have when you collaborate with your team, your group is where you can produce more things faster. And an entrepreneur is one who actually, gets the team together, and he breaks all the silos and make sure the things are getting done. I'll give you another example, right? Uh, I'm sure we all know Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk, who is Elon Musk, who is the owner of Tesla, right? The first electric cars in the world, right? So he um, has another company called SpaceX, and which in 2006, right, they first attempted to launch the first private commercial rocket into the space, and he failed, right? And he failed. So after constant innovation for the next 2 years, right, they were able to launch. They were able to succeed in launching the same Falcon 1 into the orbit in 2008, making it the first private liquid-fueled rocket um, to be in the orbit. Later that year, SpaceX received about 1.6 billion dollars from the NASA for 12 flights of its Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon spaceship to be in the International Space Station and replace the space shuttles that were launched by NASA previously. So that is the kind of innovation we are talking about. So entrepreneurs have visionaries, they are constantly doing the innovation and being in the market. And in fact, they move far ahead from the competition, that um, they are irreplaceable, or you cannot think of any damage that can be done. So that is a level of innovation that we need to be thinking as entrepreneurs. The last trait that we are going to look at and is going to be um, and very important trait of entrepreneurs is the integrity. So I mean, we always have seen people talking about the commitments. They're talking about um how well they are able to hold the relationship and things like that, right? Now, as an entrepreneur, it is not a very easy journey. It is going to be very, very difficult, right? Yes, I mean, it is going to be very difficult. um, will you stop? No, obviously not, right? You may feel like quitting. Yes, right. I mean, there will be times where you feel like quitting. I mean, you you are better off doing a 5 to 8 job, sort of a thing, right? uh, but you don't quit if your goals mean something to you. So make sure, right, your goals are so powerful that it makes it impossible for it to give up. So goals have to be very powerful, right? So as an entrepreneur, when you make a commitment, when you have defined goals, right, we have to stick to it, no matter how difficult it is and things like that. Um, even when the world is against you, your friends are against you, even if um, people don't believe you, right, you will have to dig deep and persist, uh, and do anything, right? So that is where the integrity of an entrepreneur is measured, right? The ability to um, withstand the, the pressure, withstand the failures. Um it just shows the integrity of the entrepreneur. Um, so I hope of course, we can. It's a big topic, entrepreneurship, and talking about entrepreneur is always um, has always been something which I loved um, doing it, right? And the key message that I want to leave the end of um, this and to all of you is is uh, to make sure, right, you identify your traits, work upon them, right, and fix up your goals. Unless you have a fixed goal, it becomes very difficult to achieve. And just to close things, a final quote from our um, the APJ Abdul Kalam: "You have to dream. You have to dream before your dreams come true." Right. So all the best to all the students, and good luck to the teachers and the principal of New Horizons School. Have a wonderful year ahead. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wise and inspiring words. Atmanirbhar Bharat, which translates to self-reliant India, is a phrase used and popularized by the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, and the Government of India in relation to the economic vision and economic development in the country. India needs entrepreneurs who will build sustainable and real businesses at scale, so each in turn will create jobs for 100 to 1,000 more. This also needs a mindset shift at the family level and the educational system to prepare and encourage those who pick this path. We at New Horizon Group of Institutions want to build a platform to encourage and equip young minds to think new ideas, innovations, and take up entrepreneurship. It is never too early to do the same. The world has seen young school students turn into entrepreneurs. Shravan and Sanjay, aged 14 and 12 years old, are perhaps India's youngest entrepreneurs. These techie brothers are founders of Go Dimensions, an app development unit founded in Chennai at home. Udaan is one such program being launched today that will give our students a platform to convert their thoughts into innovative ideas that can be transformed into specific business models and plans. By doing so, every individual gains an opportunity to be self-reliant or Atmanirbhar. All the students of grade 8 to 10 of NHPS can be part of this dynamic vision. We shall very soon conduct training workshops on design thinking, idea generation, etc., which will in turn give you an opportunity to untangle your thoughts, to bring about a specific outcome that will help you think openly and methodically about moving from question to ideation, to learn a more creative method for generating ideas and involve the people in your team to help each other develop more ideas, as it is a continuous source of energy for innovation. The registration forms will be released today after the program and will be available for all students to enroll. The last day for registration is June 3rd, 2022. Post-registration, and after all the ideas are reviewed, shortlisted candidates will be issued a golden ticket. The golden ticket holders will be expertly mentored into various workshops to further their ideas to the next level. The workshops will also include series of topics such as designing of the product, It is a series of design tasks that follow a product from start to finish. The product should be produced using high quality, low cost material and methods. The object of product design is to create a good or service with excellent functional utility and sales appeal at an acceptable cost and within a reasonable time. Pitching of the product. This is one of the most important skills a young entrepreneur needs to develop. Presenting the idea to another party in an attractive way that would help them find investors, recruit the best employees, and ultimately fine-tune their idea. Patenting. If your invention meets certain criteria in terms of originality and utility, a patent will safeguard it. A patent ensures the protection of your invention regardless of whether it is a product, a design, or a process. Marketing. Entrepreneurial marketing depends heavily on innovativeness. This includes marketing strategies that would require innovation, risk-taking, and being proactive. There is something that you can do differently or in a different way, you will be able to attract customers. Post-workshop, the viability of the product or idea will be the main criteria for shortlisting. The panel of judges will shortlist the candidates and the final list will be released. Finally, only after live pitching, the results will be declared. The New Horizon Key philosophy encompasses two important things to succeed in life: the mission possible theory and the conviction that every problem has a solution. Guided by our motto, in pursuit of excellence and a noble mission, New Horizon will support you by making your dreams come true and by helping you give back to society by developing the idea. Most innovation involves doing the things we do every day a little better rather than creating something new and different. So students, get your thinking hats on, maintain a keen sense of curiosity, jot down ideas and thoughts, seek out new experiences, practice mindfulness, share your ideas, stay persistent. It is time for you to take risks and make mistakes. Udaan is an initiative which is very special to the New Horizon group of institutions. We believe that students are the future. We hope to provide an outlet to our young talent who may have great ideas but lack resources or mentorship. Our chairman, Dr. Mohan Mangnani, is a visionary, educationalist, philanthropist, and a great entrepreneur. Udaan is the vision of our chairman, Dr. Mohan Mangnani, for all the students of New Horizon to make them independent and self-reliant in all senses. Our chairman, Dr. Mohan Mangnani, has recorded and sent his best wishes and his views on this amazing initiative that has been launched.
Dear students, Udaan is an opportunity given to you by New Horizon to give wings to your dreams, to make your vision come true. India needs job providers, not job seekers. Here at Udaan, we will give you all the support to make sure that your dreams, your ideas, your visions becomes reality. Dear students, please remember, nothing is impossible to achieve. You can achieve everything. Only you need to work for it. You need to work hard for it. There is nothing impossible to achieve. The leaders never give up. The leaders lead in front. New Horizon will give you ample opportunities, support to make sure that you become the leader in your chosen field and your vision come true. Just don't give up. We are with you always. All the best to you, and may Udaan gives you wings to take your dream into higher skies.
It is now time to unfurl the logo and launch this exciting and amazing initiative, Udaan. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. And with these words, I express my heartfelt gratitude to all those responsible for making this momentous occasion possible. With immense gratitude, I thank Mrs. Mashmi Kapoor for sharing her views with us and inspiring our students. Mr. Arvind Ramakrishna, we're indeed honored that you motivated our students with your thoughts. To our chairman, Dr. Mohan Magnani, no amount of thankfulness will ever suffice the support and sustenance you provide us with. I'm thankful to our principal, Mrs. Anupama Sethi, for always being there and for supporting us in everything that we do. I'm obliged to our teachers and our non-teaching staff who have worked tirelessly to make sure that this day is truly memorable. Thank you, dear students and parents, for being a wonderful audience. Grab this wonderful opportunity that has come your way. Life is too short to be working for someone else's dream. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. So dream big, unlock your mind to the infinite possibilities, chase your vision, and we will always be there to turn your imagination into reality. Always remember that you're never too young to start an empire, you're never too old to live a new dream. Thank you.